Coming to you every week from no place in particular. It's the best, worst thing you've never seen. This is the Forever Road Podcast featuring Bosco. Find us on some great platforms like iHeart, Spotify, and even more as we keep growing. Now, pointed down that forever road, he's a music lover, a historian, and a connoisseur of the obscure. It's Bosco. Here on the Forever Road Podcast.
What is going on, brothers and sisters? Bosco here, the best worst thing. Forever Road Podcast, Wednesday. I know it's a little weird me being on live on YouTube, but I figured I'd get on here. I hadn't really seen y'all in a couple weeks, and just give you a brief update. Brother Turtle's home. He released himself. He went home. He went home. Whatever. I will let him tell his side of the story on what all took place, what all happened, things like that. You know, of course, he puts out there many thanks for the end prayers, for the prayers and the love and things like that. You know, he's at home, not very comfortable, but he's home recovering, and that's the best we can ask for. But I, for one, am grateful for our brothers and sisters out here showing us love, showing Brother Turtle love and support. I was looking at something on the screen, caught my eye. No, I don't have ADHD at all. But I figured I'd show a little, this day in history, talk about some things. You know, I love y'all. I'm glad y'all are here. For those of you who are listening, y'all check us out on YouTube live on Sundays usually. Hopefully I'll see y'all in the chat. So we're gonna have a little Mother's Day special. We're gonna talk about the moms of music. You know, the really heavy influences. Of course, the music that we cover here. Probably not a real deep dive because there's a couple that I'm going to cover, but maybe closer to somebody's special birthday or something like that, we'll cover those certain ladies. But just a few moms in the music genre that we're all about here. So that's going to be Sunday. Let's see what else. I've been working, man. The house is going on the market this coming up week. I've been cleaning it up. I have a few things on the walls. I know. I'm just because I don't feel comfortable sticking them somewhere in a. So they're just going to stay right there. We got Brother JMO right here on the drums, and I can't see because there's a reflection. For those of you who are listening, I have Allman Brothers Band stuff sitting up on the wall behind me. If you never see me live on YouTube, or if you do, for those of you who do listen on Spotify, iHeart, or Amazon Music, check us out on YouTube live every week. Or just there's a. Now that I think about it, I probably could pull some of the older stuff over. I think I will. I'll start doing that. But anyway, so here I am. Let's see. This day in music. What happened today in music? Oh gosh, sorry. Had a real itchy spot. 2016, Prince. Following his unexpected death, Prince topped 2 spots on Billboard charts with The Very Best of Prince, #1, and Purple Rain, the album. The album was named after the song. With his music unavailable on most streaming services and downloaded distributors, physical albums were in many cases the only way to buy his music. So yeah, for anybody listening, I know we don't cover that pop music, really, but I will say, and I'll say this forever, Prince, his style of music, that funk, I guess, all due respect, and one phenomenal guitar player. Shout out to my Uncle John. He's been on here a few times. No, I think he's only been on here once. But anyway, we've had him on here previous episode. But yeah, Prince, phenomenal guitar player. Good Lord. There's a video out there on YouTube of him just straight killing it. I can't play it here because it'll probably get deleted. Because it's a long stretch. They did a tribute to George Harrison. It's Tom Petty on stage, Prince, oh gosh, Jeff Lynne from Electric Light Orchestra, Tom Petty, Prince, Jeff Lynne. I think Steve Winwood's on stage as well, and I think Julian Lennon's on stage as well. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, and Prince straight just go find the clip. I promise you'll be impressed. It's a long kind of video, and if you don't understand, the song's called "While My Guitar Gently Weeps." Phenomenal song. It's a long song, that especially their live version. If you're into jam band music, man, where the songs kind of go on and on and on, especially live, oh gosh, some of the greatest guitar playing and music is really with those jam bands live. I think that's why I like the Allman Brothers Band so much, because their live stuff is way better, way better than the studio. Let's see what else. 2015, BB King, 3 of BB King's 11 surviving 11. Let's say that again. 11 surviving children lost a bed in Las Vegas court to take control over his estate after they suspected his manager of stealing his money and neglecting his medical care while blocking them from seeing him in home hospice care. I can remember hearing about BB King. Where's it working? Oh yeah, I was working at a dealership. I can remember hearing about BB King being put in hospice care, and I can remember thinking then when BB went in, because I know he had diabetes or diabetes. I remember when he went to hospice care, I was like, yeah, it won't be long. I thought the same thing when they put Greg in home hospice care. Yeah, it ain't gonna be long. BB would pass away in his sleep 7 days later, so May 14th of 2015, at age 89. Moving on. Nothing there. Eddie Rabbitt. So the first country artist to really bring pop and country together was a guy named Eddie Rabbitt. I Love a Rainy Night was one of his songs. There's another one, I think it's called Driving My Life Away. I think that was Eddie Rabbitt. Eddie Rabbitt, U.S. singer-songwriter, died of lung cancer at age 56. He died in 1998 on this day. During his career, he scored over 20 number one on the Billboard Country Singles charts, including that 1981 hit, I Love a Rainy Night. That was previously Dr. Hook, Tom Jones, Kenny Rogers, Crystal Gayle, and Lynn Anderson all recorded his songs. So it wasn't just a pop country artist. There was pop country back in the day. Eddie Rabbitt was one of them. I guess he was the first, as they say. On this day in 1991, Wilson Pickett, the Forever Road podcast favorite, Wilson Pickett was arrested after running into an 86-year-old man and yelling death threats whilst driving his car over the mayor's front lawn in Englewood, New Jersey. Englewood, Engle. Anyway, Pickett was charged with driving with open bottles of alcohol in his car. I mean, don't they know it's Wilson Pickett? I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're famous or not. You're breaking the law. I mean, you might as well. Going down there, buddy. This date, 1983, Stevie Wonder. On the edge of kind of what we cover a little bit, but I just for the show, today's episodes, made his only appearance on the U.S. show Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live. There we go. Where he was host and musical guest. He played a Stevie Wonder impersonator in a skit with Eddie Murphy and stars in a camera commercial spoof with the tagline, "So simple, even Stevie Wonder can do it." Wow. Wow, that's funny. I had to go find that. That's great. So simple, even Stevie Wonder can do it. Let's see. I'll cover this one on the episode just for my brother. Big Country. The Eagles went to number on this date, 1977. The Eagles went to number one. Y'all know I'm not a big Eagles fan. Went to number one on U.S. singles charts with Hotel California, the group's fourth U.S. number one single. They also won a Grammy Award for Record of the Year, Hotel California. At the 20th Annual Grammy Awards in 1978, the song's guitar solo is ranked 8th on Guitar Magazine. On Guitar Magazine's top 100 guitar solos, it was voted the best solo of all time by readers of Guitar Magazine. I strongly disagree. I mean, if it's ranked 8th, there's better guitar solos. I promise you. I'm just going to leave it there, whether you like the Eagles or not. And if you do, cool. That's just my personal opinion. You may have your own, and I respect that. Oh, we got somebody in the chat. There he is. What's up, Tyler? My favorite brother from the in the frozen north. Are y'all still freezing up there? It's still cold. Yeah, I know it's a little impromptu. I was kind of just sitting around here at the house and going through some stuff. I know I hadn't recorded it in a couple weeks on YouTube anyway, so I'll be driving. Be careful. Be careful. Sweet. One of our last episodes, and matter of fact, I just pulled a bunch of stuff over to Spotify today, so all that it will be freshened to current now. On this date, 1974, Led Zeppelin held a party at the Four Seasons Hotel in New York City for the launch of their new label, Swan Song. Other label signings include Scottish singer Maggie Bell, which her album Suicide Sal was the label's fourth release, and British supergroup, get ready for it, Bad Company was also in attendance. Imagine that. Led Zeppelin being at a party where Led Zeppelin and Bad Company are there. In 1974, Led Zeppelin as well. Think about that for a minute. I would just love to sit there and talk to John Bonham and probably get hammered. And be like, hey, man, how do you, to me, even, and I said this in the episode before, to me, John Bonham's like one of those phenomenal drummers. I mean, he's one of the best drummers of all time in my book, if you go back and really listen to it. And I suggest listen to any Led Zeppelin, any of that stuff with headphones on in a quiet room. Okay, yeah. Put in your earbuds, put on some Zeppelin, and even in the chats, if y'all let me know what your favorite Led Zeppelin tune is. I know I said that before, but I'll bring it up again. Let's see what's next. No, no. There was one that I saw that I knew I wanted to cover and talk about, and I'm trying to. Was it on here? Sorry, I hate dead air too. It's my bad. No. Let's see. Was it on this page? I got a couple pages pulled up just to pull information off of. Just off a funny name, born this day in 1945. Y'all ready for this? Get ready for this name, Tyler. I know you're listening. Cornelius Bumpus. Yes. I wonder if it's part of the Bumpus family from Christmas Story. Anyway, Cornelius Bumpus. Bumpus. Yes. American Winwood keyboard player and vocalist Cornelius Bumpus, who toured with the Doobie Brothers and Steely Dan. Are you a Doobie Brothers fan? Or Steely? I'm not a Steely Dan fan. I like the Doobie Brothers early, before Michael, whatever his name is. I want to say Michael Moore, but Michael McDonald took over. The '80s Doobie Brothers to me just weren't hitting the note. Sorry, it's just my opinion. You know, Bumpus died of a heart attack at age 58 on February 3rd, 2004. He was on a flight from New York to California. He was scheduled to perform at Columbia College Jazz Concert Series. The plane made an emergency landing in Sioux City, Iowa, but he had passed away by the time the plane reached the ground. So yeah. Let's see. There was somebody in here that really caught my. Oh yeah, Jimmy Ruffin, David Ruffin's brother. David Ruffin was in the Temptations. David Ruffin was the reason why the Temptations had that kind of rock and roll feel to the Temptations when he joined. But Jimmy Ruffin, American soul singer, he was born this day, 1939. His song, I don't know where it hit the charts, but "What Becomes of the Broken Hearted." He was an older brother of David Ruffin. Sorry. Jimmy would pass away November 17th at age of 78. I'm trying not to sneeze, y'all. I apologize. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe that's what it was. Where did it go? I had the. Oh, you missed it too, Tyler. I got a new intro and a new outro for that matter. I'll play it obviously at the end. On this day, there we go. Born on this day, Loyal, Kentucky. Loyal, Loyal, Loyall, Loyal. That's what I'm going with. Loyal, Kentucky. Country music singer, songwriter, Jerry Chestnut. His hits include "Good Year for the Roses," recorded by Alan Jackson, George Jones, and Elvis Costello. You an Elvis Costello fan? Anybody? Tyler probably listens to Elvis Costello. And the song was recorded by Elvis Presley, Travis Tritt, Elvis Presley in 75, and Travis Tritt in 1992. Trouble. He wrote that song. Chestnut was born this day in 1931. He would pass away December 15th, 2018 at age of 87. Born this day also, Gainesville, Georgia, not too, about 2.5, 3 hours from here. John Gerard. He wrote songs for Alabama, George Strait, Don Williams, and others. He would pass away February 1st, 2001, respiratory failure. Let's see. Yeah, my allergy is kind of going crazy right now. My right eye is watering. Luckily, y'all can't see it on the camera. Merle Haggard was at number one on the country music charts with Okie from Muskogee. The song was actually, he got inspired to write that song. It was about his father. It wasn't about him because he was from Bakersfield, California, but his roots go back to Oklahoma. I guess that's why he sounded more country than. But yeah, he was. That song "Okie from Muskogee" was about his father. The album won. Let's see, this date, 1970. Merle Haggard, yeah, he was at number one. The album won Academy Country Music Award for Album of the Year in 1969. Haggard also won the Single of the Year for that song, as well as Top Male Vocalist. Well, I'll tell you what. I like some Haggard. I know I sounded real country just then, didn't I? I love some Haggard. You just got to be in that certain mood, but I do. I have tremendously. Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed, or otherwise known as, if you follow me, Jerry Reed was Snowman in the movie Smokey and the Bandit. He's also Gator McCluskey. He was in that movie Gator. He played Bama. I can't remember. Anyway, he was a thug in that movie. And Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed record record Grammy nominated album Me and Jerry in a single day in Nashville's RCA Studio B. Among the songs recorded were MacArthur Park, Tennessee Stud, Bridge Over Troubled Water, and Something. Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed. I couldn't imagine being in the same studio with those two guys. No. One of my favorite, and this is, I guess, a little inside, what do you call it? Inside baseball or behind the scenes. I like some 90s country artists. There's a few songs that I'll just nitpick here and there, like Clint Black, for example, just because I like the song. Good Run and Bad Luck was on number one on this day in 1994. It was his fourth single from his 93 album, No Time to Kill. I actually like that song a lot. Good Run and Bad Luck. 2002, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack was certified for shipments of 6 million. The soundtrack features, ready for this? Emmylou Harris, Alison Krauss, Emmylou Harris and the Soggy Bottom Boys, the Whites, John Hartford, Ralph Stanley, and the Cox family. That's a great soundtrack if you really like bluegrass. I really do. I wouldn't mind covering some bluegrass stuff on here too. Let's see. I'll tell you what. There we go. 2005, Ohio Valley University in Parkersburg, West Virginia, awarded and presented Dwight Yoakam with an honorary doctorate degree. Yoakam briefly attended Ohio State University, but dropped out and moved to Nashville in 1977. Anybody a huge Dwight Yoakam fan? I think Dwight was pretty good, man. I haven't heard many of his songs that I didn't like. On this day, and finally, I got one more after this. On this day, 2022, due to complications of bone cancer, Mickey Gilley, American country music singer, songwriter, musician, and cousin of Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl McVoy, Jim Gilley, and the Reverend Jimmy Swaggart. I think Jimmy Swaggart was also a cousin of Johnny Cash, or either Jimmy Swaggart was a cousin of Elvis. Anyway, they're all kind of related in there somewhere. Mickey Gilley, among his biggest hits, "Room Full of Roses" and "Don't the Girls Look Prettier at Closing Time," and the remake of the soul hit "Stand By Me." Now, in reference to Mickey Gilley, if you're 40, 45 and older, maybe. You ever seen the movie Urban Cowboy, where John Travolta plays and he dances and the bull riding and all that other stuff? Matter of fact, on that's when The Devil Went Down to Georgia kicked off. The bar that movie takes place in, the dancing and all, or the line dancing, that took place in Gilley's bar. Hank Jr. made a reference to him. Gosh, what's the name? It's one of Hank Jr.'s songs. South's Gonna Rattle Again. That's what the name of the song is. South's Gonna Rattle Again. He makes reference to Mickey selling bulls everywhere you go. They're made out of wood and tin, bull riding. Mickey Gilley, that all started in his bar, having the bull. Like, if you ever go to a bar, a country and western bar, country a bar, and they have the bull riding contest, you get up there in a mechanical bull. That's it. Started with Mickey Gilley's place. I think Gilley's place, it caught fire, man. I'm gonna look this up. Gilley's, is it in Dallas, Texas, or Vegas? Gilley's, Dallas. Gilley's, Dallas. Yeah, I guess that's about Mickey Gilley. And then I don't know which one came first. I'll Google it. Let's see. What is the original spot for Gilley's? I can remember hearing that song when I was a little kid, The South's Gonna Rattle Again, him making reference to Gilley's is a honky tonk club in Pasadena, Texas, owned by country singer Mickey Gilley. It was a setting for the movie Urban Cowboy starring John Travolta. Club became a national phenomenon when Travolta came to town in 1980. The largest honky tonk in the world. Welcome to Gilley's. There's some old pictures here too. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Let's make a road trip forever. I wish we made money off of this just to fund the road trips. But yeah, if you ever watch, that's not one of those Saturday movies. Got nothing going on. I'm gonna go watch Urban Cowboy because it's on AMC or TBS or one of those, Urban Cowboy's on. Let's watch it. Nothing you kind of go out of your way to watch. Let's see. And finally, before I wrap this thing up here, I knew I want to do about 45 minutes just to kind of let y'all know we're still here. I've had a lot going on. Turtle's out. I don't know when he's going to be back or if he's going to come back. I'm hoping he will. He can't even game, man. We can't get on. I don't think anyway. Last but not least, let me see if I can pull it up here. This is a really good treat here. On this day, let's pull it up. Where's my messages? I'm gonna try to find it real quick. And thank y'all for being in the chats. Thank y'all for watching. So Hank Williams Sr. earns his first number one hit with the song Love Sick Blues 76 years ago today. Hank Williams scored his first hit and would go on to be his biggest hit of his career. A handful of other artists recorded the song previously, but his version caught fire and quickly topping the charts and became Billboard's top country and western record of the year on this day in 1949. And I know on this day in 1940, yeah, Hank Jr. was on his way. He wasn't quite born yet. So, comment below or even in the chats what your favorite Hank Sr. song is. Mine happens to be, and this is funny, I found this out I found this. I do like hard rock. A while back, I discovered for me, y'all sure I'm probably behind, but more recently I found this band Volbeat. And they do cover I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. It's an up tempo, just it to me it's awesome. It's an up tempo cover. We're gonna have to do another cover episode. I think we'll list country covers and rock and roll covers and just see what's out there. We'll have to do another cover me episode soon because there's still more cover songs that you'd be surprised who did the original cut. But Hank Sr. did, like I said, he that's my favorite Hank Williams Sr. song, I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. He did a whole lot of other ones, like My Bucket's Got a Hole in It. Y'all can listen to that on previous episode, the Hank Jr. or Hank Williams. I think that's titled 127 Rose Avenue. Because at the time I was doing, instead of doing like a real show title, I would do an address associated with the topic of what I was talking about. Because, Forever Road, right? And then I just started doing show titles. It was a lot easier than trying to figure out where these different artists lived and all that. So, well, yeah, that's about all I got for tonight. I'm gonna go play some video games, and then go get some rest. It's been a exciting week. But I had a friend of mine. She helped me kind of run down some ideas about Sunday's episode. Like I said, we're going to talk about some of the mothers in music. There's a few that are associated with what we cover here. The Free Spirit, Outlaw, Free Spirit. I'm going to do my music my way kind of people. Tyler, thank you for being in the chats, man. I hope you're staying safe tonight. Whoever else is out there watching me, thank you. For listeners, y'all find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. I'm working on getting some more linked up. Try to get some more stuff over to YouTube Music, because what was Google Podcast before is now YouTube Music, and I haven't gotten hardly anything over on that side yet. So I'm gonna kick some more stuff over that way. For our listeners to have more broad, because believe it or not, there's some people that don't listen to Spotify. So I hope to see y'all Sunday. I got a little bit of work to do around here, and Tyler, I'll probably see you in the chats on Friday Stops on Friday. But, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for listening. I really appreciate it. Y'all, oh, by the way, y'all know how it is. Y'all please go check out Operation Tackle Box at operationtacklebox.org. Y'all know the drill. The fellas over there. Matter of fact, when we found out about Turtle's accident, when we got to the hospital, I picked up the phone and I called Jacob over there. And, Jacob immediately got in touch with Turtle's wife and reached out to Brother Turtle as well. So what that man says on that website, whatever he can do for his veterans, for the veterans, he will do. So yeah, I called him, said, hey, this is what happened. So, but yeah, update briefly again, Brother Turtle's home. I spoke with him this morning, and I talked to him on the phone yesterday for a little bit, and hearing his attitude, he was ready to go home. He was fed up. I'll let him tell his side, like I said earlier when I went live at the start of this today, but I'll let him tell if he wants to. But we're glad he's okay. He's getting back to his turtley self. And again, thank y'all for the prayers. Thank y'all for the thoughts and prayers and shout outs. The guys over there at One Morning I'm Out of Here. Greg and Beth with the bars open with Greg and Beth, or Beth and Greg. Yeah, that too. And yeah, that's all I got for this evening. I'll reach back out tomorrow around lunchtime and see what's going on. I hope y'all have a great night. Everybody stay safe. We will see y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. Peace.
Thanks for riding with us on the FRP, the Forever Road Podcast with Bosco. You can find and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, or drop us a line or question anytime at foreverroadpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time right here on the Forever Road Podcast.